Thank you for everyone's patience. Welcome to this evening's meeting. We're going to have the invocation this evening by Pastor Bob Wiley of Trinity Lakeside Church in Jonesboro, Georgia. And as he's coming, I'm going to ask the pastor to give us a special prayer for Miss Shelby Haywood, for this is her last meeting. She is retiring. So as we are standing to our feet, let's give her a thunderous round of applause.
Amen. It's been brought to my attention already that they don't know what they're going to do without you. And they're signing a petition right now not for you to go. Huh? No. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, as we come before your throne in Jesus' name, we thank you for the service that she has provided to this community. And we thank you for the blessings that are going to be hers as she retires. We ask that you would put a hedge of protection around her and everything that she does. Wherever she goes, Lord, just touch her, bless her, guide her, and protect her. And we do appreciate all that she has done in Jesus' name. We're meeting here tonight, Father, to conduct matters of business for Clayton County. And we thank the chairman, commissioners, and their administrative staffs for preparing the agenda this evening. And we thank all those in attendance tonight for their participation. Guide our hearts and our minds in the spirit of fairness and right thought, by your wisdom and support as we engage in meaningful discussions this evening, always being mindful that all that we do here today, all that we accomplish, is for the service to and for the community. Thank you for being our source of guidance today. Allow us to grow closer as a group and nurture the bonds of community so our discussions may reach a successful conclusion this evening. All these things we ask in your precious name. Amen. Those of you who are veterans, I'd like for us to go ahead and do a formal salute to the flag this evening. Those of you that are members of the active duty National Guards, for services, the National Guard, we appreciate what you do. Police officers here tonight in uniform, we thank you for your call to service. Present arms. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. The board has generally consented to make a few amendments to tonight's agenda, and I will announce them at the time for your benefit. If you'll turn to page 3, subsection C, under the annual contract renewals presented by Ms. Ramona Thurman for Central Services. That's RFP number 1348, Asset Management Services for the Neighborhood Stabilization Program. That will be pulled tonight at the request of Vice Chairman Rooks, who will be abstaining, and we only have a quorum, so we'll pull that from tonight's meeting. Also, at the request of Commissioner Edmondson, who was unable to be present tonight, item number 28, the Faganwood subdivision, will be tabled to the November 18th, 2014 meeting, and apparently Commissioner Edmondson has met with the petitioner, and they've come to a mutual agreement on that. And I believe that is it. Of course, you recognize that Ms. Gregory is not here, and she has asked the board to vote in favor of her petition on the agenda tonight, which is on page 7, item number 26, Travelers Rest Missionary Baptist Church. And with those amendments to the agenda, may we have a motion to adopt the agenda, please?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we adopt the agenda with the noted changes.
Is there a second? I'll second it. Properly moved and second. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous.
Okay, next, the board will consider approval of the October 7th, 2014 regular business meeting minutes.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the October 7, 2014 regular business meeting minute.
Is there a second? I'll second it. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous.
Okay, and at this time, the board will hear from the public. Citizens will be given a 3-minute maximum time limit to speak before the Board of Commissioners. Following 30 minutes of hearing from the public, the board will allow the remainder of citizens who have signed up to be heard at the next Tuesday business meeting, and that will not be the case tonight because we only have 5 individuals who have signed up. Mr. Michael Quick and Judy Taylor and Pat, is this Couchy, all signed up for the Fagan Road rezoning. You just heard that that will be tabled to the November 18th meeting, so this is not for public comment tonight. So we'll have the remainder of Roger, is this Kersey? Curse, and Jeffrey Benoit. So items number 4 and 5.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Roger Curse. Roger Curse.
And Mr. Curse, when you come up to the podium to speak before the board, please state your county of residence, and we ask that all people speaking before the board to be civil, courteous, not abusive in their language, and make personal attacks on the board. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Roger Curtis. I live in Clayton County. It's 9794 Dixon Industrial Boulevard, right across the entranceway to the Fagan Woods would-be subdivision. And I'm just here to express my comments on the traffic and everything that's going to be increased due to that development. I'm concerned about that, and that's about all I got to say about it.
Okay, thank you, sir. Jeffrey Benoit.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, board members, and community. First and foremost, I'd like to just have a opportunity to really thank Ms. Shelby Hayward for her service to Clayton County. She has been the rock in this Board of Commissioners, as she has been the one who has maintained and put together the agendas and maintained records and all the things she does back there. And I've been absorbing her since '93, since I've been here. So you've been here quite a while, and I'm quite sure a number of the citizens have also had the experience to see you at your professional best. And we do mean it from the pits of our heart when we say thank you
And thank you.
for your service. And we're going to miss you. And we're quite sure that your replacement is going to live up to the example that you have set forth for Clayton County. And we thank you for your service.
And I will segue your comments by introducing the new clerk of Clayton County, effective Monday the 27th, Sandra Davis. If you'll stand up, please. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'd just like to say to the Board of Commissioners, recently we lost one of our employees. And in the manner in which she was released, it was really disheartening to the community. We do know that we live in a state of work at will, and for that reason, for that very law, should I say, there's nothing that we as a citizen can do, but we can voice our opinion. And we felt that it was a very, very bad opinion on the part of the board to release her, in that her records, her work ethics, her professionalism, none of that was in question. It was just a drop-dead decision that executed without even consideration. So from the community, we say that that was a bad move on behalf of the board, and we would ask that you reconsider the way you consider people's livelihoods when you put them at stake at drop-dead notices and make decisions like that without any forewarning. I'd like to turn your attention to the agenda of the minutes from September 22nd, when the resolution was made to do a investigation or of sorts based on the decision to utilize the banks to create a bond for the hospital. And that was brought to the board and put on the minutes, but yet it did not hold water when it came for a vote. If we are a community that is transparent, we'll use that word, transparent in the business that we're doing for the community, when we are talking about monies of this excessive amount and for the places and where we're getting our monies and where we have members that work for these different institutions, I think it is only fair to the community that we have a transparent track record, a transparent record of what is going on, that we can all agree that the county is in the best interest of its tax-paying citizens. Why? At the end of the day, we're going to pay for that bill by either higher taxes or some other means that the county is going to carry that burden. And I'd ask that the board reconsider that investigation so that we, the taxpayers, know that there was nothing belittling to that particular process that would put us on the hook, and that someone else is operating outside the manner in which governments would allow that to happen and not have a flaw to come back and bite the citizens for this particular act. I ask the board to reconsider that and put that back on there in behalf of the constituents that you represent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and are there representatives here for the proclamation Elite Scholars Academy besides Representative Glanton? There are, okay. Would you come forward at this time, and board members, please step down for the presentation. Thank you. We have Representative Mike Glanton, and I'm sorry I don't have the names of the other individuals who are coming forth. You have the names you can give me? Mm-hmm. Okay. Shonda Shaw. Vicky Constantinides. Michelle Matthews. Thank you. Please remain standing for the reading of the proclamation. And the proclamation reads as follows. Clayton County honors Elite Scholars Academy as a 2014 National Blue Ribbon School. Whereas Elite Scholars Academy is one of 2 local educational agency charter schools in the Clayton County School District. As a local educational agency charter, Elite Scholars Academy enrolls students grades 6 through 12 who must adhere to rigorous academic schedules and disciplinary standards. And whereas Elite Scholars Academy, a Georgia School of Excellence, has been designated as a 2014 National Blue Ribbon School and is among 12 schools across Georgia to be honored. And whereas the United States Department of Education seeks out and celebrates great American schools by honoring them with the National Blue Ribbon Award. This program recognizes public and private elementary, middle, and high schools where students either achieve very high learning standards or are making notable improvements in closing the achievement gap. And whereas the department honors 287 public and 50 private schools, and has bestowed this coveted award on just under 7,900 American schools. The National Blue Ribbon School Award affirms the hard work of students, educators, families, and communities in creating safe and welcoming schools where students master challenging content. And whereas Elite Scholars Academy was recognized in the exemplary high-performing school category, to earn this specific distinction, a school must be among the state's highest performing schools as measured by state assessments and high school graduation rates. And whereas Clayton County is proud to honor and recognize Elite Scholars Academy for being named a 2014 National Blue Ribbon School. Now therefore I, Jeffrey E. Turner, Chairman, on behalf of the Clayton County Board of Commissioners, do hereby congratulate the staff and students of Elite Scholars Academy for their dedication and commitment to academic excellence. I encourage all citizens to join me in recognizing Elite Scholars Academy in Clayton County, Georgia, as a 2014 National Blue Ribbon School. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of Clayton County, Georgia, to be affixed this 21st day of October in the year 2014. Jeffrey E. Turner, Chairman.
Y'all really don't understand, this is one of the highest performing schools, not only in the state, but in the country. And it's here in Clayton County.
Okay, and next the board will recognize the Grassroots Leadership Institute class of 2014. Would like to call forward at this time Ms. Sid Cox, the board members and graduates of Grassroots Leadership Institute. Okay, and this proclamation reads, whereas Clayton County is proud to honor 13 graduating students, Bianca T. Barker, Michael J. Elroy, Michael Glanton Jr., Jacqueline Hathaway, Donna Hubbard, Kimberly James, Benjanae Kareem, Sharice Lavelle, Patience Person, Denise Riley, Shonda Ross, Benjamin Straker, and Anthony Tucker of the 2014 Clayton County Grassroots Leadership Institute. As part of the 13-week curriculum developed by the J.W. Fanning Institute for Leadership, various community leaders were brought in to instruct students on leadership development, the building of communities through collaborations, effective communication, understand and valuing diversity, group dynamics, conflict resolution, how to conduct a successful meeting, and economic development. And whereas the mission since 2005 of the Grassroots Leadership Institute is to identify, train, and nurture emerging leaders to better serve the needs of the Clayton County community. GRLI's purpose is to prepare a generation of leaders to meet future community challenges. And whereas the students are assigned the task of developing and implementing community service-related events as part of their participation, the events can range from workshops to seminars, to various other activities that help to raise citizen awareness and provide viable solutions toward improving the overall community. The 2014 class hosted the Best of Clayton Resource Fair at Hearts to Nourish Hope by bringing awareness to the numerous community resources offered by business and nonprofit organizations in Clayton County. And whereas the Board of Commissioners congratulates the Grassroots Leadership Institute class of 2014 for taking the lead in addressing key issues in the community that will truly benefit all residents of Clayton County, Georgia. Now, therefore, I, Jeffrey E. Turner, Chairman, on behalf of the Clayton County Board of Commissioners, do hereby support and proudly acknowledge the 2014 graduating class of the Clayton County Grassroots Leadership Institute for a job well done. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of Clayton County, Georgia, to be affixed this 21st day of October in the year 2014. Jeffrey E. Turner, Chairman. At this time, the board will consider request of Ramona Thurman, interim purchasing agent of Central Services.
Please take them all together, Ms. Thurman.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. I have 6 items for your consideration this evening. The first item is electronic filing solution for Clayton County State Court, first contract amendment. The recommendation is to amend the contract with Tyler Technologies Incorporated by amending the term of the contract from 3 years with 3 one-year renewals to a 1-year term with 2 automatic renewals and 3 optional 1-year renewals. The contract was approved by the Board of Commissioners on July 15th, 2014. I request you approve the recommendation, authorize the chairman or his designee to execute all necessary documents to accomplish the intent of the contract, and authorize the chief financial officer to amend the budget accordingly. The next item is tennis management services for Clayton County International Park Tennis Center annual contract. The recommendation is to award a contract to Premier Sport Facility Management, LLP. This project is funded by the participant, therefore there shall be no cost to the county. I request you approve the recommendation, authorize the chairman or his designee to execute all necessary documents to accomplish the intent of the contract, and authorize the chief financial officer to amend the budget accordingly. The next item is request for Board of Commissioners approval to utilize Keystone Purchasing Network Cooperative, utilizing Musco Sports Lighting LLC, to purchase lighting systems for various county parks and recreational facilities, annual contract. This request is to go through the Keystone Purchasing Network contract, KPN-201301-01, by utilizing Musco Sports Lighting LLC to provide lighting systems for various county parks and recreational facilities as requested by the Parks and Recreation Department. Funding is available through the 2009 SPLOST funds. I request you approve the recommendation, authorize the chairman or his designee to execute all necessary documents to accomplish the intent of the contract, and to authorize the chief financial officer to amend the budget accordingly. The next item is a request for Board of Commissioners approval to utilize National Joint Powers Alliance, NJPA Cooperative, utilizing Mohawk Carpet Distributing Incorporated as the county-wide carpet and flooring supply and installation for various county facilities, annual contract amendment. As requested by the Central Services Department, this request is to amend the current annual contract for carpet and flooring supply and installation to include cost increase with Mohawk Carpet Distributing Incorporated, who was originally awarded the contract through the Board of Commissioners on August 19, 2014. Mohawk Carpet has agreed to accept the amendment I request you approve the recommendation, authorize the chairman or his designee to execute all necessary documents to accomplish the intent of the contract, and to authorize the chief financial officer to amend the budget accordingly. Purchase of audiovisual equipment for Judge Collier's courtroom in the Superior Court. This purchase request is for new audiovisual equipment for Judge Collier's courtroom in the Superior Court as requested by the Court Administration Office. The recommendation is to approve this purchase in the amount of $8,244.23 and purchase the equipment from the lowest responsive bidder, Pro Audio Georgia LLC. Grant funding is available through the Department of Justice, Office of Justice Programs, Resolution 2009-165. I request you approve the recommendation, authorize the chairman or his designee to execute all necessary documents to accomplish the intent of the contract, and to authorize the chief financial officer to amend the budget accordingly. The final item is annual contract renewals for various renewals. RFB number 12-32 for air filter supplies. It's an annual contract with Loft Enterprises Incorporated, doing business as Pure Air. The final renewal period will be from December 1, 2014 through November 30, 2015. The Board of Commissioners approved this bid on September 11, 2012. RFP number 13-45 for record services, annual contract with Terra Record Incorporated and New Image Towing and Recovery. The renewal period would be from December 1, 2014 through November 30, 2015. There are 2 one-year renewal periods remaining on this contract. The Board of Commissioners approved this proposal on November 5, 2013. RFP number 13-49, Real Estate Attorney Services, NSP, annual contract with Brockstein and Bentley, PC, and William A. Miller, PC. The renewal period would be from December 1, 2014 through November 30, 2015. There are 2 additional one-year renewal periods remaining on this contract. The Board of Commissioners approved this proposal on November 5, 2013. I request you approve the above recommendations, authorize the chairman or his designee to execute all necessary documents to accomplish the intent of the contracts, and to authorize the chief financial officer to amend the budget accordingly.
Do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept the request.
Is there a second? I'll second. Are there any questions on any of the items? Hearing none, those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous.
Okay, next, Ms. Thurman will present various budget amendments and requests for refunds.
Thank you, and I have 10 items. The first item is Budget Amendment 2-80 for Transportation and Development. It's to amend the budget in the amount of $471,090 to cover additional personnel and reclassifications that occurred during FY 2014.
Take them all together.
Budget Amendment 2-09 for the Police Department is to provide funding in the amount of $26,800 for additional vehicle costs and to replace a grant purchase motorcycle that was totaled in an accident. 4-36 is for 2009 SPLOST. It's to amend the budget in the amount of $350,000 for additional funds needed for the multipurpose fire building driveway access. 4-37 is 2004 SPLOST. It's to amend the budget in the amount of $2,595,000 for additional funds needed for the cost of right-of-way condemnations for the CW grant project. 4-38 is to amend the budget in the amount of $265,000 for lighting improvements at Panhandle Park, and this is 2009 SPLOST funds. 4-41 is for transportation and development grants and other SPLOST-related grants. Is to carry forward fiscal year 2014 balances in the amount of $5,447,701 and to set up projects for fiscal year 2015. Budget Amendment 4-42 is to carry forward fiscal year 2014 project budgets in the amount of $46,563,803, and to set up budget for fiscal year 2015. Budget Amendment 4-43 for 2009 SPOST, to carry forward fiscal year 2014 project budgets in the amount of $46,579,800, and to set up budget for fiscal year 2015. We have a request for a refund in the amount of $428.95 to Marquis Cove LLC, and this is to refund occupational taxes paid by them due to the closure of the business on June 20th, 2014. And the final item is a request for a refund in the amount of $2,000 to Govinder Singh, doing business at Sitco Food Mart on Mount Zion Boulevard in Morrow, Georgia. This is to refund alcohol license fees paid. Mr. Singh did not receive an alcohol license due to non-recommendation by the Clayton County Police Department.
Is there a motion? I'll make the motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Properly moved and second. Are there any questions on any of the items? Hearing none. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the board will next hear from Chief Staff Attorney Christy Barnes.
Please take them together.
Yes, sir. First is resolution number 2014-273, which is a resolution authorizing Clayton County to enter into an agreement in the matter of Ricardo Jones versus County Board of Commissioners before the State Board of Workers' Compensation for the State of Georgia, to authorize the chairman or his designee to execute the agreement and otherwise to perform all acts necessary to accomplish the intent of this resolution, to authorize the chief financial officer to amend the budget where necessary to reflect an appropriate revenue source and expense, all as may be required under the terms of the agreement, to provide an effective date of this resolution and for other purposes. Resolution number 2014-272 is a resolution authorizing Clayton County to enter into a stipulation and agreement in the matter of Jerron McElron versus County Board of Commissioners before the State Board of Workers' Compensation for the State of Georgia, to authorize the chairman or his designee to execute the agreement and otherwise to perform all acts necessary to accomplish the intent of this resolution, to authorize the chief financial officer to amend the budget where necessary to reflect an appropriate revenue source and expense, all as may be required under the terms of the agreement, to provide an effective date of this resolution and for other purposes. Resolution number 2014-275 is a resolution authorizing Clayton County to accept a motor vehicle from the United States Marshal Service to be used by the Clayton County Police Officer assigned to the Regional Fugitive Task Force, to authorize the chairman to perform any act necessary to accomplish the intent of this resolution, to authorize the chief financial officer to amend the budget where necessary to reflect an appropriate revenue source and expense, to authorize the Director of Fleet Maintenance to accept the motor vehicle and place it into the county's inventory, to provide an effective date of this resolution and for other purposes. Resolution number 2014-276 is a resolution authorizing Clayton County to accept a forfeited vehicle from a Clayton County Police Department drug investigation, to authorize the sale of such property in a manner as will be in the best interest of the county, to provide for the dispersal of sale proceeds, to authorize the chief financial officer to amend the budget where necessary to reflect an appropriate revenue source and expense, to provide an effective date of this resolution and for other purposes. Resolution number 2014-277 is a resolution to approve a special facility use request to allow the Summit at Lake Jodico Homeowners Association to host its annual business dinner meeting at the J. Charlie Griswold Senior Center, to authorize the chairman to perform all acts necessary to accomplish the intent of this resolution, to provide an effective date of this resolution and for other purposes. Resolution number 2014-278 is a resolution authorizing Clayton County to enter into a program agreement with Rite Aid Corporation on behalf of the Clayton County Human Resources Department, providing for the terms and conditions under which Rite Aid Corporation will provide flu shots to county employees covered under the self-funded health plan, to authorize the chairman to execute the agreement on behalf of the county and otherwise to perform all other acts necessary to accomplish the intent of the resolution, to provide an effective date of this resolution and for other purposes. Resolution number 2014-279 is a resolution authorizing Clayton County to adopt the Clayton County Comprehensive Plan for 2014 to 2034 after mandatory reviews by the Atlanta Regional Commission and the Georgia Department of Community Affairs, to authorize the chairman to perform all acts necessary to accomplish the intent of this resolution, to provide an effective date of this resolution, and for other purposes. Resolution number 2014-280 is a resolution authorizing Clayton County to extend Clayton County's existing service delivery strategy with the cities of College Park, Forest Park, Jonesboro, Lake City, Lovejoy, Morrow, Riverdale, and the Clayton County Water Authority, to authorize the chairman to execute any necessary documents pertaining thereto, and otherwise perform all acts necessary to accomplish the intent of this resolution, to provide an effective date of this resolution, and for other purposes. Ordinance number 2014-281 is an ordinance to amend the Code of Clayton County, Georgia as amended, specifically Code of Clayton County, Georgia, Part 2, Chapter 98, Utilities, Article 2, Water Authority Sewer Use, Section 98-7, Pretreatment of Wastewater, by inserting a new subsection L, Commercial Car Wash Water Recycling Requirement, to repeal conflicting laws, ordinances, and resolutions, to provide for severability, to provide an effective date, and for other purposes. Resolution number 2014-282 is a resolution authorizing Clayton County to enter into a grant award agreement with the Criminal Justice Coordinating Council, and in accordance therewith accept Violence Against Women Act grant funds to be used in connection with the District Attorney's Office Victim Witness Assistance Program, to authorize the chairman to execute the grant agreement and otherwise to perform all other acts necessary to accomplish the intent of the resolution, to authorize the chief financial officer to amend the budget where necessary to reflect an appropriate revenue source and expense, and to transfer any required match of local funds, all as may be required under the terms of the grant agreement, to provide an effective date of this resolution, and for other purposes. Resolution number 2014-283 is a resolution authorizing Clayton County to enter into an intergovernmental agreement with the Clayton County Board of Health, providing for the terms and conditions under which the county will provide coverage of its personalty under the county's property insurance policy, to authorize the chairman to execute the intergovernmental agreement and otherwise to perform all acts necessary to accomplish the intent of the resolution, to provide an effective date of this resolution, and for other purposes. Resolution number 2014-284 is a resolution authorizing Clayton County to enter into a grantee-subgrantee agreement with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security to accept grant funds on behalf of Clayton County Fire and Emergency Services to provide continuing maintenance and/or replacement equipment to build capabilities that enhance Homeland Security, to authorize the chairman to execute the agreement and to perform all other acts necessary to accomplish the intent of the resolution, to authorize the chief financial officer to amend the budget where necessary to reflect an appropriate revenue source and expense, all as may be required, to provide an effective date of this resolution, and for other purposes.
All right. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second? I'll second it. Properly moved and second. Are there any questions on any of the items? Commissioner Rooks.
Okay, we prepared to talk about the comprehensive plan?
Mr. Ajiki.
Page 10. You have it?
I don't have my book with me.
Okay. I need to ask, just to clarify some things. Here it says we are, in the formulation of the comprehensive plan, there are several things taken into consideration. One thing was called a New Year, New Brand 2014. Where did that concept come from?
It's a concept that came out from some of the community meetings. Different part of it is when the chairman came into office, some of the branding efforts. It came from a combination of sources as to what we're doing in Clayton County.
But it's in parentheses as if there's a title of something.
It is in parentheses because it's a catchphrase that
I
was
said parentheses, I meant quotations, I'm
quotes.
sorry.
Yeah, I saw your hand.
I want people to know I know the difference between parentheses and quotes. So quotes.
It's a catchphrase that was born out of that sequence of discussions.
Okay.
Branding Clayton County Forward, and the rest of them.
So we're not presuming that's something we have in place specifically to Clayton County.
No, we don't.
Okay. Okay. Page 14. It says here, the county, as part of its economic development goals, should strive to increase the number of high-quality jobs in the county, especially those that would attract middle-class workers who now depart the county for work. Right?
Yes.
So that's a part of our plan. I don't see anything here that says how we get there.
What
In fact, you talk about us being a tier 1 and all the benefits to being a tier 1. So which one are we going to focus on? Bringing high quality jobs or the fact that we're a tier 1 county?
There are two parts that it should be a two-part answer. The first answer is coming from me, from what I'm responsible for, and the part two answer should be coming from the Economic Development Director. But it starts with us. Part of what is being discussed in that area is being able to set the stage for what we want to attract. And its basis is land use, which is the blueprint of how the county will develop. For some reason, sometimes we overemphasize zoning, which is not the blueprint. Land use is the blueprint, and you use zoning to implement it. So that discussion in that process was where we're going to focus on land use. There are some areas where we dealt with what is coming to Clayton County, all the initiatives that were done by the state and ARC and DCA to make sure we take advantage of those things to be able to attract a high-quality job, living wage type jobs, not minimum wage, but living wage type jobs, so that if we set the stage so that companies know they can come in and be able to go through our process in expeditiously, which cuts down their construction cost, then they will be able to come. We will look more favorable to them than other jurisdictions. So that's the part I do. Then Director Wainscott will discuss some of the efforts in economic development that he also met with the consultants to talk about some of the initiatives that he has to be able to do those.
Okay. Go to page 26. The county does have some work to do regarding historic resources. There are a number of historic areas throughout the county that are not registered and are not receiving the care they need. So how are we supposed to know that?
Well, that came out of, again, from the community participation process, people talking about different things. What we plan to do is go back to those comments and look at those areas and see if they really qualify, because in order to qualify as a historic place, you must make the National Registry for a historic place, which is a process we have to go through, verify those things, and be able to clarify and state why they are historic places, then apply to become on the National Register of Historic Places.
So you're saying, the community is saying the county must develop a historic preservation ordinance. That's not coming from our consultants. That's coming from the community, and this.
No, well, they talk about things they see, they know. We know how to put it together in terms of how it's supposed to happen, because they might say one thing and we see three things. To be able to establish, or rather identify our historic type things, we need to start somewhere, and where we need to start is from those instruments that will allow us to make it part of what we're doing in the county, which is an ordinance.
Okay, it also says that Clayton County has a Film Clayton Experience. Film Clayton Experience will be the first film welcome center of its kind in Georgia. Where is that?
This one I will not even attempt to answer. I'll
That's at
defer-
the old Eagles building.
That's what it's called, Film Clayton
Yes.
Experience?
It's been there for a while.
Am I
It's
new?
not
We had-
open. It's
We had
not
a
open.
welcome, we have a film welcome center. We don't talk about it. I don't know if anybody knew we had that. I certainly
It's under
did.
construction.
Yes.
It's called a welcome center?
Film, whatever they got there. That's
Okay.
the name of it.
All right.
It will be.
Yeah, they're working on it.
Okay, well, the reason I ask, because of course, I read it from cover to cover, and there are a number of things in here that I'm sure our constituents don't know exist. And we put it in here as if it is something that we all know and that we're working toward, and it says it's based on what the constituency has requested. So that's my concern about when we put these plans together and we say we rely on the community. And I don't know if the community knows that they exist or if it really came from them.
And,
But-
and what happened is that during the community participation, you hear a lot of things that get synthesized to what you're seeing in the document. Part of the key of the document is the work program, the community work program. The compliance process requires heavy community participation for ARC and DCA to even consider reviewing it. It's a state mandate we have to do, but also I would like to suggest to the board that this document is not etched in stone. It's a living document.
Right.
We can change anytime as things are changing. So we have that ability to do that as a local jurisdiction and submit it back to, after adoption by the board, and submit it to DCA. So with that in mind, whatever comes up as we recreate the vision that the board has set, we can go back and make amendments to correct those.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, the items have been properly moved and second. Are there any additional questions? Hearing none, those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? It's unanimous. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, we need an executive session for litigation and real estate.
Thank you.
Okay, next, the board will consider an appointment to the Clayton County Hospital Authority Board to fill the vacancy from the demise of Reverend Charles Grant. The new term is for 3 years, expiring the end of October of 2017.
I'd like to recommend to the board Ms. Rosalind Lett to fill the unexpired term.
Second.
Probably moved in second. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous.
Okay, and that was Ms. Hambrick who seconded that motion.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And the final board appointment we have is to the Southern Regional Health System Incorporated Board of Directors to serve a one-year term.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate for consideration Felicia Franklin Warner.
I'll second the motion. Probably moved in second. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Thank you.
Okay. We have the acceptance of a streetlight petition addition to the existing streetlight district Ashland Estate subdivision, which is specifically Judy Lane in District 2. Commissioner Gail Hambrick.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept this streetlight petition.
I second it.
Probably moved in second. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous.
Okay, and the final streetlight petition addition is to the existing streetlight district Deer Crossing subdivision, specifically Deer Crossing Way in District 4. Commissioner Michael Edmondson.
Make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Was that Ms. Rooks who
Commissioner Rooks,
seconded?
second.
Okay.
Probably moved in second. Those in favor, aye.
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 Opposed? It's unanimous.
Okay, and the last segment of our agenda tonight is devoted to zoning petitions. Ms. Gregory is not present, but she has requested that the board vote in favor because she approves the conditional use permit request from Travelers Rest Missionary Baptist Church.
Does anybody have to be here?
Applicant is here.
Okay,
Didn't we go through this once before or something?
I thought
Yes,
so.
but they asked
Have
to
to
hold.
do- oh.
Let me ask, is there anyone in opposition You're the applicant right now? Okay, is
Okay.
anybody here in opposition? All right, and due to the fact that nobody's here in opposition, I'm gonna make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay,
Properly moved in second, those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous, thank you.
All right.
okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. Okay, next we have the zoning petition of Stony Creek subdivision modification. The applicant, Brian Ponder, on behalf of Crown Communities, is requesting a modification of Stony Creek Phase 3, final subdivision plat condition number 27, recorded in Plat Book 40, pages 117 through 120. Mr. Ponder is requesting the removal of the condition requiring a two-car garage with 33% of units with side entry to a two-car garage with only 5% of units with the side entry. These properties are zoned residential district and consist of 61.19 acres of land located in land lots 113 and 129 of the 5th and 6th districts of Clayton County, and they are recorded in Plat Book 40. This lies in Commission District 3. Commissioner Shana Rooks. We'll hear from the petitioner first.
Good evening, my name is Joe Fowler, I'm a lawyer in Douglasville.
Excuse me, sir, would you speak directly into the microphone and
Yes, will. Thank you.
elevate your voice, please?
I'm the attorney for the applicant, Joe Fowler from Douglasville, and I'm here with Walt Parker, who is here on behalf of the applicant. You've heard the nature of the request. The application is actually submitted by D.R. Horton Crown Communities. Subdivision is 61.19 acres. There are 148 lots minus the 5 that will be used for an amenity area. Minimum lot size is 7,000 square feet. That makes it difficult to put the product on these lots. The original zoning was, as you heard, 33% for side entries. We're requesting to reduce that to 5% only. There are 41 proposed plans that were submitted to staff and have been approved. Those plans indicate that these will be full masonry fronts, brick or stone with craftsman-styled accents. They meet the zoning minimum in the RS 180 district of 1,800 to 2,000 square feet, although some of them are 2,500 square feet or larger. The garage doors will have carriage style, will be in the carriage style with hinges and pulls, decorative cantilever lighting fixtures. The landscaping plan was submitted to staff. Zoning Advisory Group recommended approval, subject to the construction of a quality of life amenity that would be as proposed at this point: a fire pit, walking trail, swing set, and benches. The planning staff recommended approval as well, and we would respectfully request your consideration. I know Commissioner Rooks, you had talked with the applicant about that. Who's here to make any additional comments that you may have. We respectfully ask your faithful and approval of this project.
Did we have any opposition to this petition here tonight? Okay, Ms. Rooks.
And there's a recommendation to approve, correct? Okay, so I'm going to move that we accept the request for modification, but let me just clear up for the record the particular lots that we agreed to regarding the 5%, or at least we're reducing the 33% side entry garage requirement to 5%, and the lots that these would apply to is lot 34, 35, 125, 127, 148, 152, 153, 154, and 155. Is that correct?
That's correct, no
And
objection.
you guys have agreed to construct an amenity area that would include a walking trail, a playscape for the children, and a brick stone fire pit with permanent seating area. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay. I move that we accept their request to modify.
Second.
Probably moved in second. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, it's unanimous, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Good to
you.
see all.
Okay. As I pointed out earlier, we are deferring Fagan Woods to the November 18th meeting. So the final zoning petition is going to be represented by Attorney Stephen Fincher, who has filed a constitutional challenge, and this is on behalf of 3 Point Bible Church Incorporated, requesting a rezoning from Article 3.31 Heavy Industrial District to Article 3.15 Office Institutional District for a place of worship upon property located at 0 South Lake Parkway and 7576 South Lake Parkway. The subject properties are approximately a combined 2.33 acres of land, and this lies in Commissioner Michael District's area, Commission District 4.
Mr. Chairman, I don't think there'll be any opposition to this application either. We're asking for the property to be rezoned from heavy industrial to office institutional to allow my client to operate a church in an existing facility. It's been through the planning commission. They unanimously recommended approval, and if you have any further questions, we're prepared to answer what those might be.
Okay, is there any opposition? Okay, and it was, ZAG did approve.
Yes.
Recommendations to
Yes.
approve. All right, based on that, I'm gonna make a motion to approve. Is there a second? Is there a second?
Second.
Probably moved in second. Are there any questions? Hearing none. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, that's unanimous.
I'm assuming.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Silence
It's
means
unanimous.
consent.
It's unanimous. Thank you.
Okay. And if there is no further business to discuss at this time, the board needs to make a motion to go into executive session, please.
I move that we go into executive session.
I second it. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous.
Okay, motion to reconvene.
I'll second it. Probably moved in second. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous.
Mr. Poole.
We have one recommendation for a resolution authorizing the county to execute binding offers to purchase parcels of land in connection with the historic Rex Village Trail Project. So we need a motion from the board in order to proceed with that.
Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept Resolution 2014-285 for the purchase.
Second?
Probably moved in second. Any questions? Hearing none. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
I move that we adjourn.
I'll second. Probably moved in second. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
It's unanimous. Have a good night.